Welcome back, Southern California, AM 1220, FM 98.1 KHTS. I'm your host, Fred Arnold, in this special edition of the Financial Hour with my guest, David Cantrell. Quick update, David, on what's going on in Santa Clarita Valley. For those listening, a lot of activity at the corner of McBean and Valencia.
Right.
Peaceful protest. Something's going on there at the Shell station where they're trying to clear out some individuals there, and they found a little suspicious package, if you will.
Yeah.
It could have been someone just leaving something. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, in abundance of caution,
Yep.
They're keeping people away from that area. There's quite a bit of activity up towards Magic Mountain Parkway, and some people are walking up that way. So if you could stay away from that area, and I know it goes as far as almost Newhall Ranch.
Yeah.
When we drove by, there was people right there on Newhall Ranch and McBean. So they're keeping it to McBean. If you want to get around town, the freeway's good. The 5 freeway, Tournament Road, Newhall Ranch, Railroad Avenue.
14, that whole side of the valley is all really clear right now.
Get through. So let's go back to our regular scheduled programming. So, Dave, introduce us to our good friend Anthony.
Yeah, we have a great special guest with us today, Realtor Anthony Bedgood. Anthony's been in the business for quite some time, and he is one of our favorite guests. We've had him on some of our other programs in the past, and he's a great amount of knowledge. And so we decided to grab him today and kind of get to. So, Anthony, hello, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you guys? It's always great to be with you.
Oh, yeah, we're doing good. And again, thanks for being on. And you know what, I just have my first question is really kind of basic, but really I think, all encompassing, because from what I understand, it sounds like there are some protests going on in our country, and we still have a COVID-19 happening from what I understand. How is all of this really affecting the real estate market?
That's an interesting question, and I actually get it a lot. And my answer is typically the same, where it feels like the market isn't all that different than it was pre-COVID. I think that the thing that has changed the most in the clients that I've talked to and the potential buyers is people's motivations. Around this time of year, we would hope that, our inventory would be a little higher. And right now in Santa Clarita, there's about 400 listings on the market. Of course, we'd like to see it higher than that, but it is, higher than it was in February and January.
Right.
So the trajectory is still the way it's supposed to be. But I think now we're getting different stories of why people want to sell their homes or why people are now interested in buying a home. And it has a lot to do with what we've been going through the last couple of months. Coronavirus has inspired a lot of people to, either double down on where they're at or kind of leave the more populated areas, which I understand both for sure.
So, Anthony, it's Fred Arnold. How are you, buddy?
Yes, good, Fred. Good to hear from you.
Absolutely. So, from what I understood a couple weeks ago, I want to say entry-level home, because that's kind of insulting when you're buying a $500,000 house, right? But I guess the first-time buyer segment, which is a little bit higher now, is real hot. But the move-up buyer is finding more homes available where there are not multiple offers. That's still happening, and the reason why I say that is because maybe it's a good opportunity for you to sell your 3+2, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And get into something that was that dream home of yours, anywhere from $750,000 to $1.2, right? Might seem like a lot, but if you have a good $300,000 down payment,
right?
Go to Dave for the loan, and the rates are so inexpensive. Are we still seeing a little bit softer in the move up, or is that changed?
Again, and the motivations are interesting now, and you think you'd see a lot more of that. What I'm seeing on the buyer's end, particularly, is more well-qualified buyers, and still a lot of action in that $500,000 to $600,000 range. But when I think about the people I've talked to who are upgrading, going from that 3+2 up to, their next level home or more, a lot of people are kind of sitting in wait and seeing what the economy is going to do and watching rates very closely. And we always say this, that we don't have a crystal ball, and this is your guys' expertise especially. But when you look at when people ask you what are rates going to be like, we never knew that COVID was going to hit, and for a while there, it kind of threw us a curveball. Now we're kind of starting to see the trend and where things are going, but now when we tell them, none of us have a crystal ball, they believe it. That's for sure.
Well, I kind of have one.
Yeah, we we have a crystal ball. It can be a little murky at times.
Yeah,
But we definitely
I have a
one.
crystal ball that at least kind of gives me some indications. And some indications I have, Anthony, are rates are going to continue to be good, soft,
Yes.
low.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because the Federal Reserve is pumping a ton of money. If the worldwide economy slows, then other nations are going to invest in good old U.S. of A.
Yeah. Yes.
The Federal Reserve and the current administration is going to keep rates low because of the election coming up. The other side of the fence is probably looking at how can we point at a different picture, which is a struggling economy,
Right.
which keeps rates low.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So if you look at the environment politically, and then you look at geopolitically, and then you look at throughout the country, throughout the world,
Right.
economy slowing. The good old USA and that mortgage-backed security is probably the safest investment you can have. So we anticipate rates staying. That's my crystal ball. Also, we don't anticipate interest rates values going up dramatically because rents are so high.
Right.
If rents weren't this high, then I would be worried. Number one. Number two, affordability. When you can borrow at 3.25 with an APR that's 20 basis points higher,
it's amazing.
boy, that's going to cash flow pretty good, huh, Tony?
Sure, absolutely, and I think that's the message that we are all of us real estate agents out here in Santa Clarita, at least all the ones that I know, that we're trying to keep our clients informed on, is the fact that, regardless of what we've been going through the past couple of months, and if we're lucky enough to still be, able to go to work and haven't had to take, the last couple months off, you're in an advantageous position to take advantage of some of the rates that are going to continue to be happening throughout the next year or so. Who knows how long? So, we're trying to give that information out to, really a population that has been hit with things to be worried about, So it's been interesting dealing with people, and I think that's kind of what has helped the real estate industry, or especially professionals like myself, is being able to connect to your clients on a more personal level than before. We all thought that we were experts at relating to our customers, but when you're dealing with customers who are getting temporarily laid off and now they're a week away from closing and they weren't able to make it happen, that's when it really shows how good you are to your clients.
Right.
And I think that it sharpened, our focus and our motivations as well, being real estate agents and being involved in this community.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody actually asked me the other day what was some of the best business advice I ever got, and I'll tell you this was, 30 years ago, right into what you're talking about, is people do business with people they like, and right now is a good time to get out there and show your customers that you do like them and you do care about them, and making that call of just how you're doing goes a long way. So,
absolutely.
Anthony, I just want to thank you so much for being on the show. Again, I know we'll have you again because you bring such great energy and such great knowledge. So thanks again for being here, my friend.
Well,
how do we
thank
reach
you guys?
Anthony?
And absolutely. I heard your last segment, and now I'm going to check on that ambulance bill I had from 3 years ago. So thank you for that.
Anthony, if they want to reach out to you, how do they get in touch with you?
661-523-2564 is my cell number. That's the best place to get me. Or, they can find out what me and my company are all about if they go to anthonybedgoodre.com.
Perfect. Thank you very much, my friend.
We're going to jump to a quick break, but when we come back, Shane, we're going to talk about the latest in Santa Clarita Valley, what's going on around with traffic and the protest. You've been listening to AM 1220, FM 98.1, KHTS.